Have you ever wondered why people often become more interested in someone after being ignored? It seems completely irrational. You would expect attention When behaves inconsistently, they unintentionally create an emotional cycle. A small amount of attention raises hope. Silence creates anxiety. Another brief moment of warmth brings relief. Then distance returns again. This repeating pattern keeps emotions constantly active because the outcome is never certain. The mind becomes focused on predicting the next interaction instead of objectively evaluating whether the relationship is healthy. The chase continues because uncertainty feeds emotional investment. However, there is an important truth many people fail to recognize. Uncertainty does not necessarily mean someone is valuable. It simply means their intentions are unclear. Yet the human mind often confuses these two completely different things. Instead of asking whether the relationship is built on respect and consistency, people become obsessed with decoding unpredictable behavior. They mistake confusion for chemistry and inconsistency for emotional depth. In reality, many healthy relationships feel peaceful precisely because they do not require endless guessing. Emotionally mature people understand this difference. They appreciate clarity more than excitement created by confusion. When someone consistently ignores them while offering only occasional attention, they do not automatically assume the person is mysterious or highly valuable. Instead, they ask whether the relationship provides trust, respect, and emotional stability. If the answer is no, they recognize that uncertainty is controlling their emotions rather than genuine compatibility. This awareness protects them from becoming trapped in endless pursuit. Another reason uncertainty keeps people chasing is that the imagination is often more powerful than reality. When information is missing, the mind fills the empty spaces with assumptions. People begin imagining future conversations, future relationships, and future possibilities that may never actually happen. The less they know, the more freedom their imagination has to create an ideal version of the other person. Eventually, they are no longer chasing who the person truly is. They are chasing the version their own mind has created. This is why emotional uncertainty can become addictive. Every unanswered question creates another reason to stay mentally attached. Every small sign of attention feels like progress toward finally understanding the situation. Yet the understanding rarely comes because the cycle depends on unpredictability. As long as certainty remains out of reach, the pursuit often continues. Understanding this psychological pattern changes everything. Instead of interpreting uncertainty as proof that someone is special, you begin recognizing it as a natural trigger for the human mind. You stop glorifying mixed signals and start valuing emotional clarity. The strongest relationships are not built on constant guessing, but on mutual trust, consistent effort, and honest communication. True attraction may involve excitement, but lasting love never depends on confusion. Once you understand that uncertainty keeps the chase alive, an even deeper truth begins to emerge. Many people are not actually chasing love at all. They are chasing the validation they hope will finally prove their worth. Once emotional uncertainty takes hold, another hidden force begins driving the pursuit, and most people never recognize it. They tell themselves they are fighting for love, but in many cases, love is no longer the real objective. What they are actually chasing is validation. They want the person who ignored them to finally choose them because they believe that moment will erase the pain of rejection. This is one of the deepest psychological reasons why people chase those who ignore them. The pursuit stops being about building a healthy relationship and starts becoming an attempt to restore wounded pride, damaged confidence, and a sense of personal worth. Think about how often someone loses interest the moment the unavailable person finally starts showing consistent affection. At first, they spent weeks or even months trying to gain that person's attention. Every message felt important. Every reply felt like a victory. But once they finally received the attention they wanted, the intense emotional excitement began fading. If the goal had truly been love, the feelings would have continued growing through mutual respect and connection. Instead, the emotional intensity disappeared because the real reward was never the relationship itself. The reward was proving to themselves that they were finally good enough to be chosen. The human ego struggles with rejection because rejection often specific person accepts you, then another rejection will eventually create the same emotional pain all over again. Real confidence grows when your value is no longer determined by someone else's willingness to validate you. There is another psychological reason people chase validation instead of love. Rejection creates an unfinished emotional story. Many people cannot accept that not every relationship is meant to happen, so they continue trying to rewrite the ending. They imagine that if they just say the right words, become more successful, or wait long enough, everything will finally work out. Their focus shifts away from understanding the other person's genuine feelings and toward proving that they deserve a different outcome. They stop asking whether the relationship is mutual and start asking how they can finally earn the approval they believe they need. This mindset quietly traps people for months or even years. They postpone meeting people who genuinely appreciate them because they remain emotionally attached to someone who never consistently valued them in the first place. They sacrifice peace for possibility. They sacrifice clarity for hope. The pursuit continues, not because love keeps growing, but because the need for validation keeps demanding another chance. Understanding this changes the way you see relationships. You begin separating genuine affection from wounded pride. You stop assuming that emotional intensity automatically means emotional compatibility. Instead of asking, why don't they choose me? You begin asking, why am I giving so much power to someone who has shown so little interest in building something real? That single question shifts your attention away from earning approval and toward protecting your own emotional well-being. The truth is that people often chase those who ignore them because they believe being chosen by that person will finally prove their worth. But genuine love never requires you to earn your value through endless pursuit. The healthiest relationships begin when two people freely recognize each other's value without forcing either person to fight for basic attention or respect. And once you understand that the chase is often driven by validation rather than love, the next lesson becomes impossible to ignore. The people who are pursued most are not those who play games, they are those whose self-respect quietly makes their attention feel genuinely valuable. Once people understand that validation plays a major role in the chase, they often make a serious mistake. They conclude that the solution is simple: ignore everyone, act cold, and become emotionally unavailable. They believe that if ignoring makes people chase, then the more distant they become, the more attractive they will appear. This misunderstanding has created countless unhealthy relationships. The truth is far more complex. People do not continue chasing someone simply because they ignore others. They chase those whose attention appears valuable, and true value is created by self-respect, emotional stability, creates attraction. People instinctively observe how others treat themselves. If someone constantly tolerates disrespect, accepts broken promises, and repeatedly lowers their standards just to avoid being alone, others begin assuming that this behavior reflects how they see their own worth. On the other hand, when someone calmly walks away from situations that consistently damage their peace, they communicate that their standards are not negotiable. This does not guarantee that everyone will chase them, but it often increases respect because people naturally admire those who maintain healthy boundaries. Many individuals confuse emotional distance with emotional strength. They believe becoming cold, silent, and detached makes them mysterious. In reality, emotional maturity looks very different. It means being warm without becoming dependent, caring without becoming controlling, and confident without needing constant reassurance. A person with genuine self-respect does not ignore others to gain power over them. They simply refuse to sacrifice their dignity for temporary attention. That difference may seem small, but psychologically it changes everything. Think about the relationships people remember most. They are rarely built with someone who manipulated emotions through endless games. Instead, they are often built with someone whose confidence made every interaction feel genuine. That person listened sincerely, respected boundaries, remained emotionally consistent, and never chased validation. Their attention felt valuable. Is arriving without any conditions, especially when they have grown accustomed to receiving it. This is why many individuals unknowingly create the very situation they are trying to escape. After being ignored, they increase their effort. Instead of observing the other person's behavior, they send another message because the first one was unanswered. They explain themselves again because they fear being misunderstood. They apologize repeatedly, even when they have done